So I'm just going to start saying that I do not have my usual mic. So if you think I'm sounding weird, then that's why. I'm using the mic on my computer. So hope you guys understand just for the time being, probably for like another week. Alright? Just for another week. So I'm going to discuss about this game. I'm going to go in depth offense, defense. Basically, if you're new here, so this is how it's gonna be. So subscribe if you haven't, and let's get right into the video. So the Ravens win their season opener, 25-9 against the Houston Texans, and there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack from this game. It of course, week one games are massive liars to the season because again, season one, not season one, week one of the NFL season is when every random thing, 90% of random stuff that happens, like week one gets it out of the way immediately. But this wasn't random because we were 10-point favorites. We were 10-point favorites, and we won by 16 points. I had us winning by 17. So, so yeah. All right. So we're going to start the game. Not the game. The recap. We're going to start the recap with the defense. All right. I'm going to start with the good and then the complicated because the offense, it took time to actually get going, right? So defensively, I think the defense played really good. Did the defense play perfect? No. But considering we did not have Marlon Humphrey and our cornerback room was a huge question mark, to say the least. We played very well. And the MVPs of that defense were 100% Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. The linebacker duo, they've really lit it up. And they're probably the reason the defense held up. Because, again, we do not have, even with Marlon Humphrey, our cornerback room isn't good. So we needed both of them to step it up. Again, we needed Roquan Smith, our $100 million linebacker, to step it up, especially in the pass game. But overall, they really did their job. And they made some crucial plays. I think that Queen play was on fourth down as well in the first quarter. Yeah, they contributed to two fourth and short stops. So Roquan pretty much shot the gap. He shot a gap, and Damon Pierce, he ran into a wall. And then in the first drive, in the first drive by our by the Texans offense, he pretty much he sacked C.J. Stroud. So C.J. Stroud, he didn't play a bad game, but we pretty much held him down. The Texans, they've left a lot of points on the field. We can pretty much say that. And honestly, you can give more credit to our defense than you can say the Texans' offense was sloppy. And no matter what team it is, holding a team to 9 points in today's NFL is not. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Six the Texans however you want, but it's impressive because the NFL is very towards scoring nowadays. So you pretty like if you'll only allow 9 points, then that's impressive. No matter, regardless of opponent, right? So again, our defense wasn't perfect, right? Our pass rush was pretty sloppy in the first half. It wasn't terrible, but it could have been better. because we were missing a lot of sacks. We were coming to the quarterback, but we were not tackling him. I don't know why. We had Jadavion Clowney. He missed like 2 sacks. We just had many missed sacks in the first half, and then in the second half we started coming around, right, with finishing the sacks. So again, we were bringing a lot of pressure, so that's a good thing. Ojabo and Owe both played good. Owe actually looked like rookie season Owe. He looked much more agile compared to last year, where he just looked. He looked like he had no agility. He put on a lot of muscle. It looked like, and he's just. It's not like he couldn't move, and he actually got himself some moves as well. He got himself some moves, and you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it from Owe. Important year for him. We all know that. So if he continues to play that way, next week against the Bengals, he's gonna have Orlando Brown, a pretty familiar face since he faced him against the Chiefs, and he pretty much beat him like a drum in that game in 2021 in his rookie year. He made big plays when he was facing Orlando Brown, so you love to see it. So for David Ojabo, it's basically his rookie year, right? Less pressure was pretty much on Ojabo for this season, but he played an all right game. He came around in the second half as well. He had a strip sack, and again, it very much looks like his specialty. If he comes to you. If he's going to come to you, he's going to take that ball away as well. He's not only going to take you down, but he's going to take that ball away as well. So that's what we like. When he comes to you, he is going to have the turnover. All right? So you'll love to see it. So I'm going to talk about injuries at the end of the video. Towards the end, I wanted to mention Marcus Williams, but we're going to come to that next. Like after I'm done talking about the offense, right? So about honestly, I was very impressed with Geno Stone and Ardarius Washington. Honestly, they were very again. We just find these types of players who just play so well. I mean, you'll love to see it. Especially for Geno Stone, it's been a very, again, he's a 7th round pick, and Ardarius Washington was undrafted. So hopefully they'll hold up for the next few weeks. So talking about Matty Buchanan and Travis Jones, they had good games. I think they had good games, but the penalties, they need to tone that down. I mean, the defense overall, we had 12. I mean, we really had penalties that extended drives. It was pretty much just shooting ourselves in the foot. Otherwise, we played well. Otherwise, the defense played amazing. And especially with the linebacker core, we really... we're really, really, really good defensively. Especially for a week 1 game. So you love to see it from the defense. But it was not that good in the first half, but very, very good in the second half. Especially with Roquan and Piku playing good the entire game, but then the pass rush picking up in the second half as well. So about the offense. Let's talk about the offense. So, the offense, I'm going to talk about Lamar first. So, Lamar didn't play his best game. He did not. He didn't play that good of a game. He played way better in the second half than he did in the first half. But again, the offense being rusty, it really showed. In the first half, it really showed. You saw Lamar making bad decisions. You saw a lot of sloppiness, a lot of false starts, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of bad things, and the rustiness showed. And the only player that looked sharp was Zay Flowers, and he was the only starter on that offense that actually played in preseason. Coincidence? It's a new offense. We should have played our starters in preseason, is my point. So, yeah. But honestly, about Todd Monken, because I'm going to talk about Todd Monken because it was first game, right? There's a lot of things I liked, and we saw an immediate upgrade from Roman by a lot. So about the run game, people thought that, oh, it was going to regress. That stupid argument that without Roman, the run game isn't good. Bro, shut up. Like, the Ravens' run game has been good before Roman, and sometimes had better seasons before him. Like, miss me with that shit. So, about the run game, to me, it's better. It's better than Roman's. Because, again, we do not have Roman spam designed runs on the quarterback for his running game to be good. Instead, Monken lets the running backs cook themselves. And especially in the red zone, where you would simply have a handoff to the running back, while with Greg Roman, you would go for a handoff to the tight end, or a QB sneak on the 3-yard line, or some overcomplicated stuff. So, from Monken, he keeps it simple in the red zone. We went what? 2 for 3 in the red zone? We went like 2 for 3 in the red zone. And our 2 touchdowns were just handoffs, Justice Hill. Oh, wait. We went 3 for 4, actually. Yeah, the Dobbins touchdown. So, it was just handoffs. We let our running backs cook instead of just having... We had no design runs the entire game. That is new, because Roman, he would spam them. So that is good news. Let the running backs, the guys who are designed for that position, that actually be running backs, instead of Lamar getting 7-8 carries a game of design runs, because Roman cannot do anything but that. So, good. For the pass game, impact already. You saw a lot of plays where Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman were getting schemed open. And you saw, again, it got easier. It got easier with OBJ getting doubled. I don't know why he was. But, alright, cool. Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman are getting more open. So it's like we aren't dealing with a schematically flawed passing game anymore. That is refreshing. But the most important thing I wanted to see from Todd Monken was the halftime adjustments. And that part was what made me think, okay, he is the real deal. Because we saw adjustments from Monken which led to us getting away with the game. We saw an immediate impact. Because, again, we've lost a lot of games like these with Greg Roman, who would dick around with the opponent, which leads us to playing down to competition. It ends up in us losing in embarrassing fashion because he can't coordinate well. And a game like this game Sunday, with Greg Roman as the OC, we lose this game. We lose. So, because we are barely leading, we're barely winning the game, fooling around, and then at the end of the game, we lose because our defense can't hold up, and it's an embarrassing loss. We've seen this movie a ton of times in the 4-year tenure with Greg Roman. So overall, the offense started off sloppy due to the rustiness from our guys, which let the guys like Lamar, making some bad decisions. The O-line having miscommunication in the first half. The O-line, by the way, played bad. The O-line had a bad game. Hopefully they hold up for the next few weeks. So the rustiness was apparent. Fortunately, in the second half, we came out firing on all cylinders, and we have a foundation to build on heading into our Week 2 game in Cincy, especially with Mark Andrews coming back. All right? So, offense, still a work in progress, is my takeaway. So, our last segment here about the injuries. We lost Tyler Linderbaum, J.K. Dobbins, Ronnie Stanley, and Marcus Williams this game. J.K. Dobbins has a torn Achilles, out for the year. I mean, J.K. Dobbins is living a nightmare because, again, he's heading into a contract here in a market that does not even like running backs anymore. So it sucks for Dobbins, right? Because he might be out of Baltimore next year, regardless of if he's even paid or not. So our 5 core players might have never even played a snap together. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Ronnie Stanley, Rashad Bateman, and Zay Flowers. We might have never seen it. So that's too bad for him. Again, it's just so bad how he can go from not missing a single game in college to literally having, like, what? He has 2 season-ending injuries in 4 years. In 4 years, 2 season-ending injuries. That is terrible. So, again, I really hope the Ravens bring back J.K. Dobbins on a short-term deal. I hope we do. If not, it's going to be heartbreaking because that's a terrible way to end your time. It might literally be the end of his career. Think about it. It might be the end of his career because the running back market, it is not liked. The NFL does not like the running back market in 2023. So it's a possibility that he might not even get a contract next year by anybody. Not only by the Ravens, but by anybody. So again, things like these are why you should never fault a player for wanting money. Because at any time, it can literally just all be over. Your career could just be over. We literally saw this last year with DeMar Hamlin. So, yeah. So, for the rest of the injuries, Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum are week to week. They're going to be week to week. It's not likely that they play against the Bengals, so that is a big blow. For Marcus Williams, it's going to be long term. It's going to be long term. Man, I don't know what's with this team and injuries. I got no clue what is with this team and injuries. It has just become just a shit show. For the past few years, every single time, it's just injuries, just derailing the season. But again, Marcus Williams' season is not over. There is optimism that it's gonna be long term, but it's just like last year. But he's going to be back at some point. So hopefully, Geno Stone and Ardarius Washington and Kyle Hamilton as well. Hopefully these 3, they hold up. I have faith in them. But yeah, big task moving forward, and hopefully they answer the call. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And comment down below your thoughts down below. And I'm going to have the preview for the Bengals game as soon as possible. See ya.